this climb is for Richard Kelly Jr. And this climb is now the third brother from ladder 11 that's going vertical. I've already taken Michael Camerata and Edward Day to the top. Right now, Richard Kelly Jr., senior firefighter on ladder 11, is going to be joining him. And I'll just have one more, Lieutenant Michael Quilty, to finish ladder 11. So this is his climb, his 110. So I've actually been to ladder 11 and it's 28, Lucky 11s and Los Bomberos Primeros. They're in Alphabet City in Manhattan. Had the honor of going to that station last year with my brother Louis Disney, who climbed on behalf of Lieutenant Quilty. And so I'm familiar with the house, and this climb is going to the top. 110 floors, taking senior firefighter Richard Kelly Jr. to the top of the tower. For his wife Carolyn and son Michael, he will never be forgotten. This 110 is given with honor and respect of the sacrifice made on 9/11/2001 so that others could live. And right now, Lucky 11s is going up for the third time. Day and Camerata are at the top waiting on the symbolic climbs. This 110 is dedicated to our brother, who was a husband and a father. Husband to Caroline, father to Michael. Richard, as he was known as Richie, loved music and loved collecting CDs. It said he had over 400 CDs in his collection. His favorites being Led Zeppelin, the Beatles. Said he had 50 albums of them alone. One thing I found out interesting with firefighter Kelly Jr. is that he played what was called a boomba, and he was nationally known for his boomba. So basically what it is like a pogo stick with the cowbell cymbals and other percussive instruments, kind of like the one-man band kind of thing. And it was said that he would take it everywhere with him and play it during department functions, bar mitzvahs, and some of the other things he loved to do was be part of the St. Patty's Day parade. So this climb is to honor his legacy, to carry him to the top, to the 110th floor. And we're going there now. For firefighter Richard Kelly Jr., the senior firefighter on ladder 11. Four total climbs for ladder 11. And right now, this is the third. Carrying him to the 110th floor. Our brother started the FDNY in 1977, initially working at Engine 10, a 10 house, before he spent over 20 years at the Alphabet City, housed with Los Bomberos Primeros, Engine 28, on Ladder 11, Lucky 11s. It said his biggest moment of pride was when they presented him his 20-year ring on the department, his service ring. This is to honor over 20 years of service to the citizens of New York, to the FDNY, and the sacrifice made so that others could live. This is his 110, carrying him all the way to the top in this 343 commitment, and still counting. This is 110 floors for each and every brother lost of the 343, following the memorial climbs for the end still counting, carrying them 110 floors. This is taking our brother to that symbolic top of the 110, top of the World Trade. Every one of them is to be accounted for. Going vertical right now for senior firefighter Richard Kelly Jr. Pushing him up. Located in Manhattan, in Alphabet City, Richard Kelly Jr., senior firefighter, was a senior man on Ladder 11 on 9/11/2001. On the truck with Camerata and Day and Lieutenant Michael Quilty. I don't know if you've seen it, but there is an iconic photo from 9/11. The last photo of Ladder 11 crossing the Brooklyn Bridge with the towers on fire and smoke coming out. This is to give honor and respect to the sacrifice made so that others would live on the worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil. They will not be forgotten. Their legacy will carry forward for years to come. This is his 110. This is his 343 commitment, and still counting. Carrying him to the top of the tower to join Day and Camerata, who have already been carried for Lucky 11s. Third brother taking a vertical. One more, Lieutenant Michael Quilty, and all will be accounted for on Lucky 11s. Right now, this is for firefighter Richard Kelly Jr. Pushing them all the way to the top. This is the second climb in this 48-hour tour. But right now it's for firefighter Richard Kelly Jr. Ladder 11. Lucky 11s. Housed with Los Bomberos Primeros, Engine 28. Like I said before, I had the honor of going to that station last year during the World Trade Center 4 Memorial Climb time frame. We were up there with honor and respect Firefighter Richard Kelly is going to the top. So his wife Carolyn and son Michael will know he will never be forgotten, that his legacy will live on for years to come, as this is how we remember the sacrifices made. We climb, we give honor and respect where it's due. The bravery and heroism given on 9/11 and after to those working the pile on Ground Zero, we will never forget those sacrifices. And right now, this is for Firefighter Richard Kelly Jr., Lucky 11s. Pushing him vertical to the 110th. And we're here again in New Mexico. Nice sunny warm day. Supposed to get into the 106, 107 degrees somewhere. And the weight room is the sauna, as usual. So our brother, Richard Kelly, husband to Carolyn, father to Michael, is making that vertical trip right now. Lucky 11 is going to the 110. Joining Michael, Camerata, Edward Day, and soon to be Lieutenant Michael Quilty to finish out the truck. This is 110 in honor and respect for the sacrifices made so that others could live. Pushing them up. (110 floors). Coming up on that fourth vertical of 7. Be at the halfway point of this climb pretty soon. For Richard Kelly Jr., the senior firefighter on ladder 11. His sacrifice made so that others could live. He will not be forgotten. Richard was a husband and a father. Our brother started the FDNY in 1977, 1 year after I was born. Initial assignment was in 10 House before he was moved to the Alphabet City. Lucky 11s housed the Los Bomberos Primeros in 28 for over a 20-year career there. We cannot forget the ultimate sacrifice made so that others could live. And right now we're going vertical for Firefighter Richard Kelly Jr. Pushing him all the way to the top. Going there with honor and respect. "14 minutes in on this 110 floor climb. Going to the top. Pushing him up. Yep, it's a sauna. Welcome to New Mexico. All right, so we are officially over the halfway now. for this climb. For firefighter Richard Kelly Jr., ladder 11, lucky 11s. The Hans Alphabet City housed with possible medals, free medals, into 28. And right now, we're going vertical to the 110th floor to join Camerata and Day at the top, waiting on the third brother of 4 for lucky 11s. Lieutenant Michael Quilty is up next for lucky 11s, the final brother, once I reach his name. Pushing him vertical for firefighter Richard Kelly Jr. Going there now. Our brother, husband to Carolyn, father to Michael, will never be forgotten. And now it's getting hot. Going up on that 5th vertical of 7. For our brother, senior firefighter Richard Kelly Jr. Lucky 11s. It was said our brother had a large music collection of over 400 CDs, which around 50 of those were of his favorite bands, Led Zeppelin and the Beatles. A husband and father took his son freshwater fishing and enjoyed marching in the St. Paddy's Day Parade. One thing I found very interesting was that firefighter Kelly was nationwide renowned on the Boomba, which is basically what was explained as a pogo stick with a cowbell, cymbals, and other percussive instruments, sort of like a one-man band. And it was said that he carried that thing with him everywhere. Played at bar mitzvahs, played it at part of functions, played it there at Alphabet City. With honor and respect, my brother will never be forgotten. And he's being carried vertical. This is his 110. This is firefighter Richard Kelly Jr. Over 20 years of experience on the FDNY. Senior firefighter, ladder 11s, lucky 11s. Started off with 10 house into 10. This climb is onward and upward to the halfway point of this commitment. The initial 343 brothers. The goal is, before heading back to New York City, to finish and make the halfway point in this journey. This is now the 168th climb of this journey. Well, right now, we're pushing it up for firefighter Richard Kelly Jr. senior firefighter with FDNY. Started in 1977. Over 20 years of experience. Pushing him up in honor and respect. Going up the 6th of 7 verticals for senior firefighter Richard Kelly Jr. Ladder 11. Taking a vertical. Headed to the 110th floor, all the way to the top to meet his brothers Cameron and Day, who have already been carried, thus leaving Lieutenant Michael Quilty, the last brother of Lucky 11s, to be carried vertical. This is the 343 commitment, and still counting. 110 floors. Taking our brother vertical. In honor of the sacrifice given so that others could live. Pushing him there. Coming up on last break, last vertical, and a few floors for senior firefighter Richard Kelly Jr. FDNY Ladder 11 out of Manhattan. Alphabet City. Housed with Los Palmettos, Free Meadows, into 28. Like I said before, there's a very iconic photo. The last photo of Ladder 11 responding over the Brooklyn Bridge. And in the background, you can see the towers on fire. Heavy smoke columns showing off of each one. Our brothers responded to the worst terrorist attack on US soil and gave the ultimate sacrifice so that others could live. This is given in honor and respect to his wife Carolyn and son Michael. Firefighter Kelly will never be forgotten. And we're about to hit the last vertical. Going towards the 110th. This vertical will put us at the 101st upon completion of the vertical. For senior firefighter Richard Kelly Jr. Los Palmettos, Free Meadows, into 28. Housed with his Ladder 11, Lucky 11s. Four brothers responded. Four brothers gonna get taken vertical. Engine 11 will be accounted for. Pushing him up. for his love of music, for his love of his family, for his love of the job. We climb. We will never forget the sacrifice made so that others could live. This is given in honor and respect. Going vertical. As we speak. All right, 26 minutes and 50 seconds, 101st floor. Only a few more to go. Taking firefighter Richard Kelly Jr. to the 110. Second climb of this tour. In this 48 hours. One climb closer to the halfway point of this mission. The original initial 343. Before the end, still counting. Memorial climbs will begin. Pushing him all the way to the top. $104 floors, almost there. 105, 5 more to go. And this memorial climb for Richard Kelly Jr. Lucky 11s will be complete. Pushing him to that 110 to meet Camarada and Day sitting at the top. Going there now. 3 more floors. And this climb is complete. This 110 finished in honor and respect. A sacrifice made that will never be forgotten. 2 more floors to the 110. Pushing in vertical. Here we go, last floor. Digging it all the way in. Digging deep. Firefighter Richard Kelly, senior firefighter on ladder 11. Reaching that 110. $110. Firefighter Kelly, rest easy. We got it from here.